say her name, say their names. Brianna Taylor. Happy Thursday. Welcome back to the Stina Show. Tonight's guest is one of my best friends ever, Sam Ginesin, and she's a digital merchandiser and aerialist. Very special person to me. I'm very happy to have her on, so we'll wait for her to come on. I hope everyone had a good week. The East Coast we have such beautiful snow. I mean, besides my shoveling all morning, it's great exercise, whatever, right? But the snow's so beautiful, and it feels so peaceful. I hope everyone had that experience with snow. I know not everyone likes snow, but it's magical. It's the time to snow, you know? If you have any questions for Sam, ask below, you know, in that question bubble area, or in the comments, whatever, you know. I did cold exposure today, which is really cool. Hi, Shelly, welcome. Uh-oh, there she go. Special guest star, Michelle Fiore. So yeah, I did the cold exposure today, and it was really awesome. Once you get over the first shock of the cold, you get used to it, and you could really hang out in the cold. Know your limits, but the more you prepare yourself over time, the more you can enjoy the cold. And we're supposed to, it decreases disease, cooling of the body. And Wim Hof, baby. And thank you, Avi, for preparing me with the breathwork session. Y'all know where to find Avi. So, Shell, if you have any questions, ask below, even though we're waiting for Miss Moo here. Uh-oh, there she goes. But I think it's
basically there. Yeah, we're basically there.
I mean, it went so fast. Babies.
I can't believe it. Like, it's insane.
12 years, yeah. We could have had like 1 million babies together.
We could have had 12 babies.
We could have had 12 and a half maybe. But yeah, we met at FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan and Chelsea.
Yeah, through a mutual friend.
Oh, yeah. Eric, right? Shout out.
Shout out to Eric.
Shout out to Eric for connecting us. I mean, he connected lifelong friends, and I mean, we have to give him some sort of gratitude, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wherever you are in the world, Eric Peterson, right? Shell, that's why Shelly's like, Shelly, you know.
Bring Shelly on. Let's go.
I know. I actually, at one point, you could bring someone on, but I don't see the feature anymore. Hey, Alice. Do you see people joining our comments below?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Some people do, some people don't. You talk to your fans. Hey, Alice, what's up?
Hey.
So I like to start all the way back to when you were little Sam making homemade videos. Which were amazing. She was a great performer, everybody. Did you know you wanted to be in fashion and aerial and practice self-care in these ways?
I think when I was little, so there are home videos of me that are really embarrassing where I'm in front of a mirror just like dancing, like as early as like 5 years old. So I definitely always liked music and dancing and all of that stuff. And then, as I got a little bit older, I just always gravitated towards clothes and makeup and, like doing my hair, doing my nails. And so, it just always interested me. I used to like draw different outfits and whatnot. And so I always thought that was really just cool. And it was,
you drew stuff?
Yeah.
Wow.
I used to make catalogs of different clothes, and I was just like always obsessed with like drawing clothes and buying clothes and makeup and I don't know, just like girly stuff. So I would say probably at a young age I was interested in that. From self-care, I wasn't ever really into like sports or anything, but I like dancing and I did gymnastics for like a hot minute, and yeah, that was basically my
Well, that's healthy
childhood.
to
So
express yourself. Yeah.
yeah. So I think as I got older, I, kind of went back to all of that. Like, obviously, I work in fashion now, and then with gymnastics, that kind of evolved into my interest in yoga and aerial and dance and stuff like that. So I'd
Nice.
say it probably has evolved over the years.
As it should. You should grow
Yeah.
into the beautiful flower. The metamorphosis.
Yes.
Nice. So did you have some past inspirations and leading to current inspirations?
So, I mean, I think in terms of just like inspirations in general, I think I'm always really inspired by my friends. And, I always,
You're cute.
no, it's true. Like, I definitely always gravitate towards like strong female, like independent, people that are just like boss ladies. And, it's just, I always am really inspired by how my friends handle different situations, or, how we all work and how we handle that, how we take care of ourselves, how we deal with relationships, friendships, family, all that stuff. And then, I think also your friends, or my friends at least, they always push me to think differently and to, they help push me out of my comfort zone on certain things. So like, with getting into yoga, like Shell put me onto that, like you put me onto meditation. So there's definitely a lot of inspiration, I think, just, surrounding yourself with people that are like you, but also different, and that can inspire you to think in different ways and really push you out of your comfort zone a little bit.
We do have a badass group, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to brag, but I love our group.
I love that group. Margaret said, great show, looking great to us. Thank you, Margaret. And happy Hanukkah to you, Ellis. That's so nice that your friends are inspirations, because usually people find one or two people. Like parents are always, but friends are forever, are your family through and through. That's
right.
true. You confide in them more most of the time.
It's definitely your chosen family, like, I mean, obviously, my dad is like the baseline of why I am the way I am, and he pushes me to really be like my best self and to get up when you get knocked down. But I think my friends are an example of a way to be like that in a female way, like obviously my dad's not a girl, so having strong female friends, helps you to understand like how to convey that, or just how to like be, or how they are, and you take what you like and make it
well in this world. I mean, it's like we need to help each other rise, because the structure is so messed up, that it's perfect to use us as examples. And I want to consider myself non-binary, because but hormones do exist regardless of what I call myself, right? So
yeah. And even that, like, that's awesome that you identify that way, like you might be a female on your license, but if you choose to identify that way, like that's awesome, and you should feel empowered to do that. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah, so I mean, there's always one, right? in the group. And one day maybe there will be no labels. What a dream, right?
Yeah, I mean, the way that we're going, who knows what's going to happen?
Let's pray.
Yeah.
So what did you study at FIT?
So I studied fashion merchandising with a focus on buying and planning, basically the entire 4 years. So always the business side of fashion. I would love to design, but I'm not that talented in terms of drawing. But yeah, I gravitated towards fashion merchandising because I always knew I wanted to do something creative, but when I was applying to school and they're like, oh, you need a portfolio to like do design or anything like that, I was like,
here, Shelly, do this.
Help me quick, make a portfolio. So yeah, I was just like researching what fashion merchandising was, and they said it's like you have to do a little bit of math, but then also you can still be creative. And I was like, all right, I'm decent at math, and I guess this sounds interesting, and I gave it a shot, and I ended up really liking it, and then just continued doing internships, and I just really liked the environment. I liked the.
Who is that? Sam. Moo is my nickname for Sam. Yes.
Hello.
Hello, my darling. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. I love the plant life back there.
Thank you. Thank you.
And you look very beautiful. Your hair looks beautiful.
Thank you so much. You look great too.
Thank you. So Shelly said hi. She's here with us.
Oh, hi, Shell.
She's the special guest star, I said.
Send us your requests.
Yes, exactly. So you are at home mostly these days, right?
Yeah, work from home life.
And do you like it?
I think that there are like positives and negatives to it. It's great to have a job during these times, and so thankful for that. And to be able to stay home is really great, but I definitely do miss going out and seeing people and going to the office and just going out in the city. So it's definitely tough at times.
Well, you were working in Macy's on in Herald Square, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't necessarily miss Herald Square, but
Right.
I miss my coworkers, and I just miss going out and, going to happy hours or dinner or whatever, just being social. That's,
Well, actually, I mean, right now would be the time to miss Herald Square because that's the holidays. But that's maybe one day out of the whole year, right?
Yeah, there is something nice about being there during the holidays when everything's all lit up, and they're getting ready for the parade and everything's all decorated. That's always nice to see and gets you in the holiday spirit.
Were you with Macy's you're with Macy's for a while? You're still at Macy's, right?
Yeah, 4.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Happy half anniversary.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you and I have known each other for ages now.
So long, yeah. What,
And
12?
12? Is it 12? I think it is. I always just round it to 20. But I think it's
basically there. Yeah, we're basically there.
I mean, it went so fast. Babies.
I can't believe it. Like, it's insane.
12 years, yeah. We could have had like 1 million babies together.
We could have had 12 babies.
We could have had 12 babies. 12 and a half, maybe. But yeah, we met at FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology in Manhattan and Chelsea.
Yeah, through a mutual friend.
Oh, yeah. Eric, right? Shout out.
Shout out to Eric.
Shout out to Eric for connecting us. I mean, he connected lifelong friends, and I mean, we have to give him some sort of gratitude, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Wherever you are in the world, Eric Peterson, right? Shell, that's why Shelly's like Shelly,
Bring Shelly on. Let's go.
I know. I actually at one point you could bring someone on, but I don't see the feature anymore. Hey, Alice. Do you see people joining our comments below?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Some people do, some people don't. You talk to your fans. Hey, Alice, what's up?
Hey.
So I like to start all the way back to when you were little Sam making homemade videos. Which were amazing. She was a great performer, everybody. Did you know you wanted to be in fashion and aerial and practice self-care in these ways?
I think when I was little, so there are home videos of me that are really embarrassing where I'm in front of a mirror just like dancing, like as early as like 5 years old. So I definitely always liked music and dancing and all of that stuff. And then, as I got a little bit older, I just always gravitated towards clothes and makeup and, you know, like doing my hair, doing my nails. And so, you know, it just always interested me. I used to like draw different outfits and whatnot. And so I always thought that that was really just cool. And it was,
Oh, you drew stuff?
yeah, yeah. I used
Wow.
to make catalogs of different clothes. And yeah, I was just like always obsessed with like drawing clothes and buying clothes and makeup and I don't know, just like girly stuff. So I would say probably at a young age I was interested in that. From self-care, I wasn't ever really into like sports or anything, but I like dancing and I did gymnastics for like a hot minute, and yeah, that was basically
Well,
my
that's healthy
childhood.
to
So
express yourself. Yeah.
yeah. So I think as I got older, I, you know, kind of went back to all of that. Like obviously I work in fashion now, and then with gymnastics, that kind of evolved into my interest in yoga and aerial and dance and stuff like that. So I'd
Nice.
say it probably has evolved over the years.
As it should. You should grow
Yeah.
into the beautiful flower. The metamorphosis.
Yes.
Nice. So did you have some past inspirations and leading to current inspirations?
So, I mean, I think in terms of just like inspirations in general, um, you know, I think I'm always really inspired by my friends. And, you know, I always,
You're cute.
no, it's true. Like, I definitely always gravitate towards like strong female, like independent, you know, people that are just like boss ladies. And, you know, it's just, I always am really inspired by how my friends handle different situations, or, you know, how we all work and how we handle that, you know, how we take care of ourselves, how we deal with relationships, friendships, family, all that stuff. And then, you know, I think also your friends, or my friends at least, they always push me to think differently and to, you know, they help push me out of my comfort zone on certain things. So like, you know, with getting into yoga, like Shell put me onto that, like you put me onto meditation. So there's definitely a lot of inspiration, I think, just, you know, surrounding yourself with people that are like you, but also different, and that can inspire you to think in different ways and really push you out of your comfort zone a little bit.
We do have a badass group, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to brag, but I
Excuse
love our
me.
group.
I love that group. Margaret said, great show, looking great to us. Thank you, Margaret.
Thank
And happy Hanukkah to you, Ellis.
you.
That's so nice that your friends are inspirations, because usually people find one or two people. Like parents are always, but friends are, I mean, are forever, are your family through
Yeah,
and through. That's true.
right.
You confide in them more most of the time.
It's definitely your chosen family, you know, like, I mean, obviously, you know, my dad is like the baseline of why I am the way I am. And, you know, he pushes me to really be like my best self and to, you know, get up when you get knocked down. But I think my friends are an example of a way to be like that in a female way, you know, like obviously my dad's not a girl. So having strong female friends, you know, helps you to understand like how to convey that, or just how to like be, or how they are. And, you know, you take what you like and, you know, make it
Well,
your
in
own.
this world, I mean, it's like we need to help each other rise, because it's the structure is so messed up, you know, that it's perfect to use
Mm-hmm.
us as examples. And I want to consider myself non-binary, because
Yeah.
but hormones do exist regardless of what I call myself, right? So
Yeah. And even that, like, that's awesome that you identify that way, you know, like you might be a female on your license, but if you choose to identify that way, like that's awesome. And, you know, you should feel empowered to do that. And, you know, I think that's amazing.
yeah, so I mean, there's always one, right? In that group. And you know, one day maybe there will be no labels. What a dream, right?
Yeah. I mean, the way that we're going, who knows what's going to happen?
Let's pray.
Yeah.
So what did you study at FIT?
So I studied fashion merchandising with a focus on buying and planning, basically the entire 4 years. So always the business side of fashion. I would love to design, but I'm not that talented in terms of drawing. But yeah, I gravitated towards fashion merchandising because I always knew I wanted to do something creative, but when I was applying to school and you know, they're like, oh, you need a portfolio to like do design or anything like that, I was like,
here, Shelly, do this.
Help me quick, make a portfolio. So yeah, I was just like researching what fashion merchandising was, and you know, they said it's like you have to do a little bit of math, but then also you can still be creative. And I was like, all right, I'm decent at math, and you know, I guess this sounds interesting, and I gave it a shot, and I ended up really liking it. And then, you know, just continued doing internships, and you know, I just really liked the environment. I liked the work, and it's the perfect balance of, you know, logic and creativity. So you kind of have the best of both worlds. So yeah.
That's cool. What was one, do you remember like some of your favorite classes when you went there to FIT?
Ooh, throwing it
Or just
back.
one really good experience that you can recall.
Yeah.
And not us going out.
I'm like, let's see. You know, I've had a lot of really amazing professors at FIT. You know, I loved all of the classes that were towards the end of the time there. Like, I can't recall what they were called, but, you know, we actually did things that I do on the job. Like,
Nice.
we would do 6-month plans, or we would create a product and, you know, really develop it from like the idea all the way to like the marketing and the distribution, and like really thinking everything through. So that was always like really cool, just to like kind of have a snippet of what you're getting into before you're actually in the job.
So FIT truly prepared you for the world of fashion.
100%. I mean, I like look back on some of my assignments that I kept, and I'm like, wow, this is actually what I do sometimes. Like, it's
so cool. I know, it's the best school.
Yeah, so good. I mean, you can't beat it.
No, and I went for just business, and I use it every day. People are like, what do you use advertising for? I say, for real, like, you have to advertise yourself in interviews and meeting a person.
Yeah.
That school is the best.
Right. Even just understanding the psychology behind why people buy, why marketing is effective. You know, there is a little bit of psychology to it. I'm sure that you probably had some of that in your advertising classes where like they touch on that. And yeah, I always thought that was just really interesting to understand too.
Like McDonald's, right? They're red and yellow because it surrounds the orange chakra. Like, you wouldn't even think that advertising plays with spirituality, but it's deep. It is some deep stuff.
Right. Yeah. And like yellow and red evoke like anxiousness. So like you want to get out of there fast, which is like so interesting. I just never knew all of that.
Weird.
But yeah.
I didn't know that either, but good to know. Well, blue's the best anyway, so it's fine. Let's just jump into some activism before we move on to fun, exciting things. I mean, activism can be fun and exciting, but what are some of your causes that you are vocal about?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think I've always been pretty vocal just about, you know, female empowerment and women's rights and, you know, all of that type of stuff. Obviously, being a female, I feel really strongly about that. I think one of the first like official protests that I went to was with you when we went to the Women's March, which was so great, and yeah, such a good experience, and you know, definitely felt like part of a larger cause, and that was just so invigorating and cool. And, you know, now more so recently, I'm really passionate about, you know, supporting minority groups. So Black, Latinx, Asian, you know, I just, after everything that has happened over the last year with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, like, I just have been so shaken at the core. And, you know, I just didn't realize, I guess, that all of this was happening. And I was so naive. And now it's like I can't not know that it's happening. And so now I just feel so passionate about getting involved in different ways, and using my voice to help people, to raise them up. You know, like, it's crazy that it had to take all of these things to happen to realize this and to realize, like, my privilege in life. But I'm glad that I've, you know, been awakened to this, and now, you know, I can use my voice to advocate for people and to push, and, you know, get involved in different organizations and all that type of stuff. So those would probably be my two biggest things.
Yeah, removing that veil is, it's, you know, ignorance is truly bliss, right?
Yeah, yeah. And you really don't know until you're exposed, or, you know, you work with somebody, or, you know, you live with somebody, or you're friends with somebody. And yeah, like, I mean, I grew up in a small town upstate with a population of 99% white people and 1% Black people. I don't even think it's 1%. I think it's less than 1%. And
Wow.
so, you know, I was never exposed to different cultures growing up. And when I came to college, like, that was the first time. It's like, oh, you go to FIT, like, here are not only, you know, a lot of gay people, but there's people of all different ethnicities. And, you know, it's beautiful. Like, I think that's one of the greatest things about the city, in my opinion, is that people of different races, religion, whatever, you know, are all together, living together. And, you know, it's fine. Like, everyone gets along. Like, it's not a big deal. So it's like, I think I've kind of gotten into that mindset. Like, everyone thinks like this, right? Like, we all
Right.
can live together. But no, it's not like that at all. I mean, there's so many people that are, you know, voting for Donald Trump and, you know, supporting all of these really racist institutions and ideas. And, you know,
Ignorant.
it's ignorant.
Ignorant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that's good that you're using your voice, because you have a voice and you have all these tools at your fingertips, and every cause needs a million voices. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like wherever you could put your energy, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I guess we could just piggyback into the inclusive brands experience, because that's along the same lines, right?
Yeah, definitely. So after everything happened, you know, with George Floyd and Breonna Taylor, Macy's kind of had a moment where, as a company, we were like, what could we do? And I was really, like, reflecting at this time. And, you know, I expressed to my boss that I really wanted to do something. I wanted to be a part of something for whatever the organization was going after. And he was like, great, you know, like, he was, I guess, like, tapped to be part of this diversity committee. And so he asked me to be a part of it. So essentially what we're doing is we are creating a space on our website where you could go and shop brands that are from small businesses, from women and diverse owned owners. So, you know, today, if you go on Macy's and you type in Black owned or women owned, Latinx owned, or Asian owned, you can see all the brands that we already work with. So you can go shop their products right now, which is amazing. There's a ton of stuff. We have over 10,000 pages of product. So it's really exciting to be able to work on that. And then in February, we're going to have a more robust experience. We'll have marketing to support it, that will, you know, get that customer awareness out there. But it's amazing to be a part of something like this, because I really feel like it's so important. And so does Macy's. You know, the company really does feel strongly about it, and it's important to people. It's the right thing to do. So, you know, we are like a small but mighty team, but we've already accomplished so much in 2 months. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger as we go on. So it's really awesome to see that such a big retailer that has such a scale is, you know, going after this and really helping to support small businesses. Like, small businesses need it more than anybody right now. You know, it's hard out there for them right now. And the other thing that Macy's is doing that I just think is so cool, we do what's called the workshop at Macy's. So it's a intensive training program for different businesses, small businesses, and you essentially learn like how to run a budget, how to manage your inventory, how to market. It's like just, you know, a one-on-one intensive training class on like how to run your business. And then I think at the end of it, we sell your products on the website and whatnot. And so it's a really good opportunity to learn. And you know, if you just like look up online the workshop at Macy's, there are applications. I think it's open till the 4th of January. So anyone can apply. And you know, we're definitely always looking for new brands and whatnot. So
do you have to have your physical product to apply, or not yet, or just the idea?
I think you do. Yeah. I think you have to have the actual product already. But yeah, we're still taking applications, so definitely good to go and check out.
Wow, that's so cool. Thank you for sharing that, because everyone has an idea for a product, but it's if you actually roll with it. And here's a free opportunity. Yeah. And do you pay for the program? No, it's like an internship kind of situation?
Yeah, it's just like an intensive program. You just apply, and then I think we go through all the applications, and then, you know, see whoever fits, and yeah.
Well, I'll just tell you when I put mine in, so you can move it to the top.
Raise it to the top, yeah. Exactly.
Thank you. There's so many ideas. That's so cool. Congrats on being part of that inclusivity, because Macy's is rolling with the future. They're not staying behind, which means their doors will stay open. That's so cool.
Yeah, that is definitely like one thing I really like about Macy's. You know, they're over 150 years old, and there's a reason for that. You know, they are all about evolving and growing and changing, and it's like they're so woke as a company, you know, and like you wouldn't expect that from someone that's so old, but like there's a reason why they are around still, you know. To be almost 200 years old is like, this is insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats. So I'm going to come back to Macy's, because you're there every day basically. Well, let me just let this cat out. How are your animals, by the way? How's Archie? Is he nearby? You can show him? No.
Not near, no.
Go.
Aww.
I know.
Which one is that?
Crixus, the orange one. There's a revolving door. I should have the cat door, you know?
Aw.
But then they would never stop.
Yeah.
Okay. So self-care practices, do you do them? When, who, what, where, why?
Yes. Self-care is so important. I mean, especially right now with everything happening in the world, like it's more important than ever. And, you know, I think in the beginning of quarantine, it was like, oh, this is just like a vacation, you know, you could just wild out, eat whatever you want and drink all the time and do whatever. But I quickly realized that that's not a sustainable lifestyle. So for me, you know, I think what's important is to have some sort of structure or schedule for myself. So what I like to do is in the morning, I just will take that time for myself. So I will, you know, drink some coffee. I'll like do a little face love, you know, put some moisturizer on, do my little skin roller.
I love those.
It's just so nice, and like a nice way to treat yourself in the morning. And then I stretch and I meditate for at least 10 minutes
Wow.
before I
Yeah.
start the day. Just to, have some time for myself. And like, I think that's really just, it's really important because it gets you in the right mind frame for the day. If I don't do it, I feel like all out of whack and just a little crazy. So, I do really like to keep that at least. And then, other self-care things, I try to have a smoothie once a day,
Wow, good for you.
Gotta nourish the body, make
Yes,
sure
you
that
can.
you're putting good things in it so that it works for you. And then I work out at least 3 to 4 times a week, whether it's aerial or yoga or what's the other thing I do? Oh, I do like a dance cardio class, 305 Fitness. If
Nice.
anybody needs a good at-home workout, 305 Fitness is the best. It's women owned.
What is it?
305 Fitness.
On Instagram, or where do you find that?
So she has an app now, so you can just buy the classes, and I think she has different packages, but she also has a ton of YouTube videos. So if you're just like not really sure if it's for you, just look on YouTube for 305, and there are free videos, and they're just like really fun. I mean, it's just like jumping up and down and dancing and good music, and it's really high energy. So it gets you feeling good afterwards. You sweat a ton, you feel great, and yeah, it's good.
Oh, that's cool. 305, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
305, Miami.
Thank you. I mean, I was wondering what it was.
Yeah,
so that makes sense now.
305, Mr. 305.
Like Mr. 305. Yeah. I knew that.
Exactly.
I knew it. So Ariel, how'd you get into that? That's so cool. I see the silk behind you there.
Yes, yes. So I started doing yoga not that long ago. Sorry, there's a fire truck.
City stuff.
Sorry about that. My technical difficulty.
Beep, boop, beep.
So I started doing yoga 2012, so 8 years ago. Yeah, 8.
Nice.
And me and Shell would always go, and like I feel like we always held ourselves accountable. And what I loved about going with Shell is that she would always be like, let's try like something advanced, and so she would always like push me to like progress. And so then we started doing some like more advanced classes and like doing inversions and handstands and headstands and all that stuff. And I was like, this is really cool. Like I really like this. And I was like surprised at how strong I was getting from doing it. So I don't know, just one year, I get, it was almost 4 years ago, I was like, you know what, I want to try something new. Like aerial, there's a studio luckily in my building, and I was like, you know what, I want to try it. Like, let me just try a class, see if I like it, and then go from there or whatever. And when I first started, like, I did the class, I liked it, I thought it was fun, but it was also terrifying. I mean, it's one of those things where you're off the ground, so you're moving, and like you could really easily hurt yourself. But if you have an instructor there, like the first classes are very basic. But I just really liked it. I thought it was like a really cool, advanced way to do yoga. And the stretches are amazing. You feel so good afterwards. You can really stretch yourself in different ways that like you can't usually do with just like sitting on the floor or just using your body. So it gives you more mobility. And then after I took a bunch of the yoga classes, I wanted to try like the dance classes, and that's really where I was like hooked, because it's more like tricks and it's more intricate, and it looks cool, but it hurts like hell. And what I like about it is that, first off, I mean, it's one of those things where like you need to build up the strength for it. So unless you practice, like you need to practice. So, but what's cool about that is that you see the progression, right? So it's like 1 week you're like, oh, I can't do this trick, like I'm so bad at it, whatever. But then you keep practicing, and then you notice like you're getting stronger, and like you are able to do it. And then like in 2-3 weeks, like you can do it seamlessly, you know. And I think that's what's really cool is like you see the growth, you see it so fast, you know, if you continue to focus on it. So yeah, it's really fun. It pushes you to be uncomfortable, but like, you know, you power through it. And you know, at the end, I think it's like, for me, it's rewarding because it's like, oh, I accomplished this. Like I was able to, like, I wasn't able to do this before, and now I can, and that's satisfying for me.
I think for the people at home, like maybe thinking about doing it, first it'd be nice if you can show us a little something to give an example, and then we can talk about it further if you don't mind.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, get these people, showing them what we're doing here.
Okay, let me bring you along with me. Please hold.
And I remember the first time you taught me how to start it, and I wanted it so bad. I was like, Mom, where can we put this in my house, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly just even good to stretch and like hang out in. I'm gonna try to make this so that you can see.
It's silks, right? What else are they called?
So this is technically an aerial hammock, because it's a U shape, but like more circusy people flip it upside down so that there's no hammock and it's just the two.
Okay.
The two silks. So this is like pretty basic. It's pretty, I mean, safe. It's a safer option, I'd say. Okay. So I would say, you know, some of the basic moves of just like, this is a goddess pose, just kind of stretching out your hips.
Already I feel good looking at you stretching, because that's such a good stretch.
Yeah, and then you can, you know, take it around.
Which is good for the hips. It's really good for the hips, this thing, right?
Exactly. I also, this is like my go-to usually, of just, especially if you're working at a desk all day, of just to kind of push it forward.
Ugh, I miss them. It's so fun.
So this
That's cool.
a good go-to.
Wow. And you could literally like lose all your weight that you ate all day in like 10 minutes on this thing.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's such a good workout too. You know, you could do more hip stuff like this, like that. Then
So
you
much.
could do.
It's so cool. Nothing too advanced, all right? Whoa. Oh, cool. Your spine, right? Lengthen the spine, right? Nice. I don't hear you. I don't hear you, Mo. No, I mean, it's nice to watch. Okay, all right. All right, she left so we can get some volume going. How's everyone enjoying Sam? She's the coolest. You know, sometimes when you move on camera too much on these things, the sound knocks out. Something always happens. I got you, girl. Come on back. Come on back, Jamon. Hey, that's better. I hear you.
Okay, I think my phone was ringing and then it knocked off my sound, and I was like, "What's happening?" Okay.
We watched. I mean, it's nice to watch, you know.
A silent film.
So how did you install this into your living room?
So I can kind of show you the rigging setup. It's basically, if you could buy this on Amazon. It's basically this like daisy chain which connects into the silk, and then there's a carabiner holding the daisy chain with the silk, and then that gray circle is as like 2 hooks on it. So basically you just need to drill it into the beam of your house. I didn't do it, Ben's dad did it. So I would definitely say if you're going to do it, have a professional do it, someone that knows structure of houses, because you know, you definitely don't want it to be faulty and to fall. You know, you want it to carry your weight and for it to be really secure. So I would definitely say to get somebody that knows what they're doing to install.
And how much, if I wanted to get started, you know, say I had a handyman who could do that for free, or just my friend, right? How much would I need to buy the silks and the setup for the ceiling to get started?
Under $100.
Really?
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon. I think I got it for $80.
Nice. That's a great gift for, I mean, for active people, especially at home, if they have the space for it, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I guess a 10-foot, how many feet are your ceiling? I guess a 10-foot ceiling is ideal, right?
So you can, I mean, my ceiling, I think, is like 16 or 20 feet. So it is rather large, but you can have like a standard ceiling. It's just that you can't do more of the like trick stuff. But if you're doing it to stretch and do yoga and that type of stuff, it doesn't need to be high. Like, it just needs to fall to your hips.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So I guess, and if you have like a room in the house, or you can maybe put it in there.
Yeah.
And it's a hammock, so you could chill in there too.
Oh yeah, I didn't even show you the best part about it.
I missed that.
So it
pre-COVID hammock.
Yeah. I sometimes meditate in it, which is just like really nice.
Cool. Like you're in a fetus
pod
or something.
Exactly. So it's like, it gets really big and you can just lay in it or stretch in it or whatever. So it's cool like that.
Well, we put 3 people in it once, right?
Yes, you, me, and Sarah. And it held all of our weight.
Yeah, exactly,
so
right.
The fabric's really strong. I think it can hold up to, don't quote me, but I think it's like around 3,000 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
It's like a baby elephant or something.
Yeah. Exactly.
An elephant is born 3,000 pounds.
Probably. Who knows?
I know, right? I'm not sure. Need to call a zoologist or something. Well, thank you for doing those moves. It gets me excited because when you taught me those things, I remember how good it felt just starting it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's another way to stay fit, right? We bounce around to all these self-help, these activities. And really it's what sticks, right? Because they're stuck for you. But
yeah,
I love to try new things.
Definitely. It's cool because it's also like one of those things where it doesn't feel like you feel like you've worked out afterwards, but it's not like, oh, I have to go to like, you know, run on a treadmill or something that feels a little bit more, not as like fun. I for me at least, I like something that's a bit of a challenge, or that's something like different, or, you know, pushes me to do something new that I wouldn't normally do. And, you know, you're not just doing the same move over and over again. Like, you start off doing one thing, you're stretching this thing, and then, you know, it's a full body workout, which I love. And, you know, you can just try, like, the possibilities are really endless with the moves, like the trick stuff.
It flows.
Yeah, exactly. And once you get, you know, experience with it, it's like you can then get into a flow where it's like you move from here to there to there to there, and it's like you're not even really thinking about it because it's all muscle memory at some point.
That's cool. Thank you for sharing this.
Yeah.
Aerial Pro tips. I'm gonna go into, I like to bring my guests on and ask them to bring either a quote and or enlightenment experience to share with the audience.
Yeah. So I would say for my quote, it would be one of my favorite quotes is, "May the space between where I am and where I want to be inspire me." And what I like about that is that it really reframes, you know, how I think people tend to think, right? So, usually if you see somebody that has something that you deem better than you or whatever, you know, you're like comparing yourself. You're like, oh, I wish I was like that. But what's interesting about that quote is it's more so about you can get there. You just need to work towards it. You need to focus your energy on it. You need to do the things to get there. And, you know, anyone can do that. And so it's use that as your motivation and not as your, you know, your pity, not as, oh, I don't have that. I wish I was like that. Like, say, like,
distraction.
Right. How can I be like that? How can I get there? And if you focus your energy on that instead of the comparison, you can get so much further, you know? And I just think that it's a really different way of looking at things versus.
It's clear versus muddled. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's definitely just, I think, a different way of looking at it. And, you know, that's why I like it.
Well, it's also deep because it's like space. If you make space inside yourself, you make space for other people, you respect the space between, which means that you're paving it in a respectful, good intentioned, positive, as best as you can way. And that's cool because it's step by step. It's not right. That's what you're saying is don't let this other shit, you know, bother you. Right.
Right. Exactly.
That's cool. I like that. Very nice. So do you have any other, did you have another quote to share? I don't know.
So my other quote is, so this is like one that my dad's always told me that I just love. And it's, persistence always overcomes resistance. And I just think that that's so meaningful because it's like, you know, there's so many times in life that, you know, you'll get smacked down and you just have to be persistent and get back up and keep going. And, you know, even if someone tells you no, keep going, like keep trying, like who cares, like keep pushing to what you want and eventually it'll happen for you. And I just think like being persistent is so important, you know, in so many different facets of your life, whether it's work, relationships, self-care, activism, like it can apply to so many different things. And I just think it's a really like important principle to just like keep pushing forward. And, you know, don't forget that like if things are tough, like it'll pass, get back up and keep pushing.
Things get tough, huh? Don't they?
Yeah.
Hashtag 2020.
Goodbye 2020.
Yeah, and as you get older, things get tougher, but they get more rewarding. And if you persist, you see the rewards. Like you don't see everything right away.
Right, exactly. It's like, you know, with like celebrities, how like sometimes people are like, oh, they're an overnight sensation, and it's like, no, what you're not seeing is all the times of rejection and failure, and you know, all the times of saying no, sorry, this isn't for you, or you're not going to get this part, or you know, we're not going to hire you for this, and like, you know, you only see the good, the fame, the glamour part of it. And you know, I think it's important to understand that like there's two sides to it, and it's
every person you see, truly, right? If you think about it, like I caught myself driving the other day and looking at the other side of the road, just looking and seeing all the people driving past me, and they're all either deep in thought or noticing me, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, like these people, half of them could be having a good or bad moment, time, day, hour. They're all going through some shit all the time, like we are. Doesn't matter where you are in life. It means you're growing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough. Oof.
Life.
Oof. So you know what I liked? You shared with me a few weeks ago that meditation with the I don't even know how to pronounce that. The Manji? Is that?
Manji?
Remember that guy in the red and yellow? He looked like a Dalai Lama figure.
I forgot.
What? It was spelled Mongey. How did you find that? Because I want to go revisit that.
Yeah, honestly, Max found it, so I'm not really sure how he found it.
Max is your brother. Hi, yes. Max. Shout out.
Hey, Max. Max found it. I don't remember when that was, but time is a blur.
Yeah,
but
right.
I think he's a monk, I want to say. But he just had such a cool meditation. It's 15 minutes long, and I believe it's called astral projection, right? Where it's like you envision yourself kind of leaving your body and going into space. And wow, it was beautiful. I was afterwards, I was just like, damn, I feel great. Like, it's, you know, I think it really takes at least 5 minutes to get into the state of meditation, right? Like, I used to do like a quick 2-minute meditation or whatever, but the unlock was really when I started doing like 10 minutes. And then it was like, okay, I can actually get into this like space.
And express yourself as necessary, right?
Yeah. And you just like you can relax more. And what I like about his technique is that he does a full body like relaxation, and then it's like a visual meditation. So it's more like, okay, now like you're slowly leaving your body, and you know, he just goes on. You have to watch it. I mean,
I think it was called a guided meditation with Manji or whatever, that however you say it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I looked it up. I looked at him and I found like this hour-long thing where I didn't watch it yet. I literally just pulled it up where he's describing his process and everything. But no, you're right. I do the 2-minute ones. You know, you slack. Sometimes I do more breath work. Sometimes I do more meditation. But the 2-minute meditations, they get you through surviving.
Oh yeah.
But they don't clear up past traumas and help you overcome true things you need to overcome.
Yeah. I also think like what's interesting about when you can do a longer meditation, I think it helps to rewire your brain in a way where you can really step back and examine your thoughts, like when you're having your thoughts, which is like such a big unlock with meditation, right? It's like being more aware, being more conscious of how you're talking, what you're saying before you're even saying it. And then like the next step for me was like, okay, like, why am I thinking these thoughts? Like, I, you know, in the moment or maybe later on reflecting about it, but having that separation is like such an interesting concept. And, you know, I think it's really fascinating to be able to examine your own psyche and, you know, try to understand like why you're thinking a certain way or feeling a certain way and what's coming up for you when you're in a certain situation. And, yeah, it's really just a great practice, and I would definitely recommend anybody who doesn't meditate, you got to do it. Like, it's life-changing, it's amazing. And even if, you know, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't meditate, and it's like, start with 2 minutes. Everyone can't really meditate. I mean, when you first meditated, like, wasn't it hard for you to meditate?
Yeah, I didn't even know what it was. I think someone just said, sit down, shut your eyes and breathe, and I just grew the first time I meditated, I was hysterically crying. I was moving my muscles around, like my face has never moved so freely. It was such a blessing. But yeah, no, there's infinite techniques. Meditation is not a structure, you know?
Right. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be whatever you want it to be. And, you know, I think it's just like start with like 2 minutes and then eventually, you know, try 5 minutes and, you know.
Well, it slows the brain down. That's the problem. Our brains are racing. That's why we react, right? And meditation slows your thoughts, so you don't react as fast.
Right.
So the more you meditate, or the more you breathe and meditate, the more you almost have a leg up on that person, because if they come for you, you know, you have that space. That you wouldn't have. You would have just reacted like a bomb, you know?
Right, exactly. Like, you're way more conscious of how you're going to react instead of just reacting and going by instinct, which isn't always the right approach.
Well, it's a gift. It's a gift to be a human and have the option to meditate and be conscious and aware. And we, as a society, have been almost bred to be instinctual and like animals, because we are from animals, but we're grown and evolving. And we have these gifts and we're aware of these gifts. And if we don't use them, you know, I mean, evolution might go a little backwards. I don't know, but.
Yeah. No, I mean, Who knows? But no, it is an interesting point of just like humans are conscious of our being and being here, and to use that ability is unique and special, and it is a gift. And so, you know, I think meditation kind of like hones in on that and helps you to, I guess, like strengthen that skill.
Yeah, no, it's something that should be taught in public schools along with finance and all that
Yeah,
other shit.
I actually think, I want to say somebody told me that their kid does like a meditation or yoga or something in school, and I was like, in elementary school.
Nice.
Like, wow, that's amazing.
Lucky.
They need to do that.
Lucky, because we had to discover it on our own in our 20s or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I know it took this long.
But we had a good time. I mean, I don't regret anything.
Of course. But yeah, I mean, to have that built into your foundation, like growing up, I mean, that is just, that's
powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah, you maybe, instead of choosing harmful solutions to your insides, you choose this to overcome it, you know.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Everyone has a path, you know, but it does help. It saved my life over and over again.
Yeah, it is really an amazing tool, and you don't need anything. You just need yourself, your body, your breath. Get a nap. They're free. Like, go on YouTube. It's so, I feel like, underutilized.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. So music wise, because I know you use music. So for Ariel, do you have music, and do you have music for meditation too?
I don't usually meditate to music. I usually just do like a guided meditation. I have an app called Meditation Studio, and it's free. And they have a bunch of different meditations ranging from 2 minutes to 20 minutes, and 5 minutes, 10 minutes. But it's cool because it also breaks it down by different themes. So like calmness or stress or anxiety, confidence, gratitude. So you can kind of choose, what you want to meditate about, and then you can choose however long you want to be. So I usually just do that when I meditate. And then, that YouTube video I do here and there when I need like a nice long one.
I was just thinking about in like 2 weeks is our year anniversary from doing that meditation at that dome.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We started.
And I lost my fucking wallet that day because we were so super high for meditation.
Oh my gosh. And that was the start to 2020.
That was the start to 2020. I knew it because I never lose anything. And I lost my wallet. It was done.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That dome was really nice.
Dome though, yeah, because they guide us.
Yeah. I hope that they're still open or going to be open.
I hope so too. I love those people. But so then for Ariel, you said you have a few playlists to recommend for relaxed vibe and then more excited, right?
Yeah, I mean, my go-tos are usually just pre-made Spotify playlists. So depending on my mood, I'll either listen to happy beats or chill tracks. Those are the names of this Spotify playlist. And yeah, I mean, it's just usually it's like I either want to like stretch, chill, relax, or I want to do, a little bit more dancing, a little bit more upbeat. So those are my go-tos typically.
I checked out the chill one. I didn't get to check the other one out, but it was really cool. Chill, what is it called?
Chill tracks. Yeah.
That was really nice. I liked that one.
Yeah.
So we have a few minutes left. Do you have anything to say to the audience and to wrap some stuff up?
Yeah. I guess what I want to say is that I hope that everyone is finding time to take care of themselves during this pandemic. It's so important that, you're prioritizing yourself and, practicing self-care. I hope that people are inspired to meditate. If you are interested in yoga or aerial yoga, definitely say check it out. Don't be intimidated. It is a lot of fun. And then the other thing I just am going to shamelessly plug is to go shop at Macy's and search for Black owned, women owned, or Latinx owned, or Asian owned, because we have a ton of great brands that are amazing. If you know anybody or are a small business owner that is interested in the workshop, send in your resume, send in your application. We're still taking applications through January 4th. Yeah, and if you know you have any brands that are interested in working with us, you can DM me on Instagram and I can put you in touch with somebody at Macy's.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Where can people follow you? I mean, sometimes you don't have an Instagram, sometimes you do.
I mean, you can still DM me at sg.ny. It's my Instagram.
Nice.
And yeah, I mean, that's basically the way that you can reach me.
Nice. So thank you for joining, Moo. I love you so much, and you're the best. And thank you for being you and taking care of yourself and doing all the things you do.
Thank you so much for having me, Stina. It was a pleasure.
I love you,
Love
Moo.
you.
Good night. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye, everyone.
Text you later.
See ya.
Bye. Ah, she's the best. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Happy last night of Hanukkah. Chag Sameach to you, and to you, and to you. See you next week. Vanessa Verdugo, who is an actress, will be on. She's in SAG-AFTRA. She's a sweetheart, and I believe a delegate for LA. So yeah, tune in next week. Thank you for joining. Obviously, practice self-care and stay safe. Love and blessings. Happy holidays.